Hello and welcome to my first video. Basically, this video is going to highlight on how to repair something called a TRS connector. It's otherwise known as an audio jack, phone jack, jack plug, stereo plug, mini jack, mini stereo, whatever you want to call it. And it comes in different sizes. Basically, here's what it looks like. And you're probably familiar with these. This is something you can plug into your iPod or MP3 player. This side is a 6.3, this side is a 3.5. Basically, what they're used for is audio. Now, you probably you're probably looking online on how to repair this because you screwed it up somehow or it screwed itself up. What happened with mine, for example, as you can see, this is completely broken, is I was sitting down and my knee was letting this rest on it, and basically the counterweight kind of pushed against it and broke off. So, you know, that stuff happens. You have no choice but to call the company and ask what they can do for you. Oh, I had Newegg's extended warranty. I had Asus, or Asus, whatever you want to call it, basically tell me that it's my problem. It wasn't anything that came with the unit they shipped that caused a problem. So, you know, I'm out of luck there. I basically would have to pay for the part, open up the laptop, try to not void the warranty, and put it in myself. I know how to do that. But frankly, I don't want to void a warranty I paid $250 for, or fix it myself, and that's the point of this video. Basically, here's what I did. This sucker was deep. As you can see, it was the very tip of it, and I'll show you what the tip is right here. If you can see it, this itty bitty piece, and even has, and if this is what happened with yours, there is indeed an itty bitty stick out. I mean, it's so small that you can work with. And if it's in there, but you can get it out. Okay, now here's what you need. Run to the store with $3 and buy the best super glue you can get. This stuff was $3. It's called Loctite super glue. It's precision stuff. It's very, very runny. You could buy the thick stuff, but I wouldn't, because chances are it'll smash down and your port will be ruined forever. And well, the obvious thing is you can buy the following. I didn't use these for my repair, but I did have them. So you can get round toothpicks or Q-tips. And here's what you need to do. In the case of the Q-tips, you take scissors, cut the end off. That's so. Then you take the super glue, apply. But don't go immediately into your laptop. That would be stupid. We're educated people. We don't go inside of something without testing what we're doing first, because we're not idiots, hopefully. You take a flat piece of metal that you don't care about, and you basically keep practicing with it. Stick it on top, and just try to hold it there stable. And what you eventually learn is that first the surface of this needs to be flat. You need to make sure this gets as flat as possible, and it's kind of smashed down a little bit, and keep it about the size of this, the jack. You want this little smashed down area. If you can see, it's uneven, because that buffers the jack as you're pushing in, so you don't get super glue on the fins where there's contacts made on the audio, you know, basically where it transmits the signal to your speakers. So just keep playing around with this, apply, take off the cap, dump on there, hold for a few minutes, and keep smashing this out. And basically what it'll do is it'll make a perfectly flat, smooth surface from the dried up super glue. Then what you realize is that holding it causes it to slide around, and this is why I want you to test, because testing allows you to learn things. And what you eventually learn is once it's flat, it'll stand up on its own, and if you hold it for just 30 seconds to a minute and blow on it like this, because this is the easiest way, because I'll explain later in the video why this is the best way. If you hold it flat, as so, after it dries up, slowly widen your fingers, and what will happen is it'll stand perfectly up. Walk away and let it sit there for 3 to 5 minutes, or even longer if you want to feel safer about it. And the reason why I chose this to test was because it's clean, it was a metal surface, and as you can see, I kept testing over and over and over until I mastered super glue. And I wanted to see how much pressure that the super glue could accept. So having my fingers like this, I pulled. What happened was it pulled this up, and that told me that it can make it over the latch, because there's a little bit of latching there. Then it can make it out of the audio jack, which has a latch. So after getting a good, clean, smooth surface, flattened down, nice, thanks to the super glue, perfectly smooth, and even with a little buffer to protect it, I took a very, very small thing. I just barely pushed some on there. And if you feel you got just a little too much, if you see it, if you kind of see it like a puddle, you may want to go onto that piece of metal and softly push it so there's a little bit that comes off. You take it, and you fit into your audio jack, dropping it in. Make sure the thing is facing upwards, because you want gravity. Like I said, you want gravity to do the pushing, because you're not going to be able to hold it stable. You're human, you're not. So hold it like this, just let it hold up. And eventually what will happen is 30 seconds you can do this, and then it'll stand. Walk away, go pop popcorn, watch TV, come back about 10 minutes. And then when you're ready, take that item, whatever it is, laptop, iPod, desktop, sound card, take that sucker, get it in this position, just yank up and pull. Fast. It has to be fast, otherwise you're going to pull the bonds. And all this stuff is it's cyano, I think it's cyanoacrylate, that whatever's in here, and that's usually what super glue is. And it forms a chemical bond from the air, basically drying it. I mean, it just kind of settles. So whenever it's finally settled and forms like a puddle around it, it'll allow you to pull it like one solid piece. And for example, I just sort of pulled out and I saw this thing connected, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't have to throw it out to Asus and have them repair it and then charge me $180 and I'd lose my laptop from college for a week or so. That would be no good. So if I helped you, then great. I just felt that I should make my first video because I didn't know where else I could stick this so people could find out, because I don't want you to have to go through all the stress I did thinking you had to send it off. So anyways, if this video helped you, fine, leave a comment, rate it. If not, leave it alone, because there are people that have this stress. But if this ever happens, you know of a way to do it. Super glue and Q-tip or toothpick. So that's it. Probably my last video, so whatever. Bye.